Hey guys, Max Tornado here for our 13th episode, I believe, of our Max Tornado Ultimate Death Knight tutorial account. We are level 38. We are getting so close to level 40, which means we'll be able to very soon upgrade gear easily without having to watch it roll. So when we look down here, it says instant upgrade unlocks at level 40. For whatever reason, Plarium decided to not allow us to roll gear up. We have to kind of I guess, pay our dues. Honestly, I think it's because they don't want new players who are unfamiliar with what gear might be decent to accidentally just spend all their silver really, really quickly without realizing what they're doing. Whether or not that's effective, I don't know. I can't say for sure one way or another. But I am quite excited to have this unlocked. It'll save time rolling stuff up to 4. It'll save time rolling stuff up to 8 because it's just one and done, right? So what we are doing today for our account is we've pulled some shards, and if you didn't watch that video, definitely go check that out. It'll be a little bit more suspenseful than me just kind of announcing it now, so that's kind of a spoiler warning. So if you would like to go do that, do it now, and I'm going to go ahead and review the champions we pulled in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we were able to pull Grunge Killjoy. This is like a Grinch kind of champion. He goes around stealing people's loot and stealing people's gear and stuff. So he's a pretty cool looking champion for sure. He does a block buff on his A1. Tons and tons of books for this skill. Um, yeah, that's a lot of books. He has a chance of placing a bomb on an attack all enemies, which bombs they're not super strong right now. They're not in the meta. They're not known to do the best kinds of damage. But what I like Grunge for is he removes all debuffs from all allies. So we have a full team cleanse. Full team cleanse. They could have 4 poisons on them. Boom, they're all gone. Then places a 15% continuous heal buff for 1 turn on each ally that has for each. Oh, look at that. For 1 turn on each ally for every debuff removed. So more debuffs, more continuous heals. I thought this was just a one and done, but for each debuff, they get additional continuous heals. So that's pretty cool. Fills turn meter whenever bombs go off. So that works. So I'm not going to build him as like a super high damage dealer. I'll build him with enough accuracy to land some bombs, and I'll build him tanky and fast to be able to put out continuous hills and to remove debuffs. That's kind of my game plan for him. Let's check out the in-game reviews. Spider's Den is high, mostly probably because of the cleanse, to be able to cleanse off the poisons that you can get in there. Dragon's Lair probably for the same reason. You can get some poisons and stuns and stuff. Let's see. So that is Grunge Killjoy. He's going to be really helpful for our Ogryn tribes. I'm not going to take him to 5-star. Remember, our focus is on getting Ultimate Death Knight up to 6-star. So we're not taking anyone to 5-star until we have our Ultimate Death Knight ready to go. The only ones getting 5-star are the food. We also pulled a Visionary, pretty neat looking champion aesthetically. Definitely has some really cool kind of arcane, time warpy kind of vibes. And her kit kind of matches that, so she has some chance for turn meter reduction whenever she's attacking enemies that have these debuffs. She actually will put these debuffs on enemies as well with an attack all enemies. Pretty high chance without books of placing decreased crit rate, decreased crit damage. We love attack all enemies abilities. These are so helpful for clearing those first few stages of faction wars. Then this neat Ascension ability gives us increased crit rate, increased crit damage, and fills turn meter of all allies by 15%. So that's pretty cool. We'll take that. That'll be helpful for our Dark Elves faction. We did pull our Jizzo, so that means we are on day 14, I guess. Let's see, daily progress. So we just accepted our day 14 login reward. Now, Jizzo, he looks cool. He looks cool enough. Um, Kind of looks like he's been through a tough time. He's got some rebuilt pieces going on him. Um, yeah, interesting looking champion for sure. Um, Multi-hit on the A1. Then we've got a places a shield and a counter attack on one turn on one ally, and the shield is proportional to Jizzo's defense. Um, this is actually decent for like if you are going into Spider, for example, and you know that you are going to have a one champion kind of just constantly taking the hits from the Spiderlings. Putting a shield on them could be potentially beneficial. Um, Counterattack is always going to be beneficial in Fire Knight because you get more hits whenever the Fire Knight takes a turn, which can decrease the shield counter. Um, Attacks one enemy, chance of placing provoke, and continuous heal on this champion. So, I mean, he's an okay champion. I wouldn't recommend, taking him to 5-star super quick or anything. He's going to do a little bit of work in Faction Wars for us. Um, and probably that's probably where he'll get most his attention. Let's see. As far as rares go, we didn't really pull any rares that were super great. Headsman, he does an attack all enemies. So again, for Sacred Order, that's gonna be helpful. Now, for our Sacred Order team, we already have is Sacred Order open? Yeah, we already have. Oh, I've already used my keys. We already have Missionary and Talia. So we already have the first, I think, 6 stages on farm. So Headsman's not going to be super beneficial. He'll probably just be a chicken. He'll be a chicken for us. So as far as the other champions, I had to toss a bunch of champions in the vault just so that I could go ahead and pull all my shards and everything. Um, let's see. I think that um, Wagon Bane might have an attack all enemies. Attack one enemy. Attack one enemy. Attack one enemy. So yeah, we're not gonna be building him. Yeah, so he's not gonna get any attention. Let's see. Attacks all enemies. Okay, so Sentinel. We have a attack all enemies with Sentinel. Barbarians. We already have War Maiden, and we have Berserker. So Sentinel, he's going to be a chicken most likely. This 60% chance of placing a provoke, not bad for an A1. Not bad for an A1 if it's critical. So you do have to put some critical rate on them. Um, Decrease attack here and heal reduction. Hmm. We might consider keeping a Sentinel. We might consider. I mean, he's gotten okay ratings, and again, don't put a huge amount of stock in the in-game ratings because sometimes people will just troll and say champions are amazing or say champions are awful. People, do that, and that sucks. Let's see. One champion to keep an eye out for is Executioner. Executioner, you can see he has a ton of reviews. In the early stages of Raid Shadow Legends, um, a few years ago, Executioner used to be one of the top champions, and they kind of had to take a look at him. Um, I guess they reworked him in some capacity, I believe, and or maybe they didn't, and maybe he just got outscaled really quickly. But either way, he is not the 7,000 reviews worthy champion that he used to be. He does have a cool kit though. Places increased defense and counterattack on this champion, so that could be helpful for like things like Fire Knight or just general content. Attacks all enemy decreased turn meter by 20%. That's not bad, right? Has a 50% chance of placing some decreased speed. It is the low version of decreased speed. I don't like it whenever champions have attack and defense based abilities. That kind of throws me off a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of that. He's a defense based champion, and then you have his damage being based on multiple things. Kind of weird. And the same thing here, right? So his damage is based on attack. He's putting increased defense on himself, but then his damage is based on attack. Like, why, right? This is weird. Low chance to place a stun. So yeah, interesting. We're not going to use him. I mean, maybe we use him for. I don't think I have a Knight's Revenant. So like if we go to Index and we go to Knight's Revenant for our first couple stages of Faction Wars, it's him and Crimson Slayer. Okay, Crimson Slayer is a fantastic champion, so we'll definitely be using her. 3 times at random A1. Uh, the decrease turn meter and increase this champion's turn meter for the amount that the enemy loses, so that's pretty cool. And then the attack all enemies. So we'll definitely use Crimson Slayer, and we'll probably use Executioner. We'll take Executioner to like 30, and then if we do take him up to 40, remember guys, the wonderful thing about this is you can take champions to 40, use them in Faction Wars, and then turn them into chickens. Like the moment you have a better champion, then all of a sudden you have a level 40 champion just ready to be turned into a chicken, right? And if you take him to 30 and you toss some bad gear on him, then he's ready to be turned into a chicken after that. Once he serves his purpose, and then you find a better champion, and it's all good. I don't have any Shadowkins for Faction Wars that's open today, unfortunately. So I find if I find a Shadowkin in one of these mystery shards, that'd be cool. But that's probably kind of unlikely, to be fair. I used all my mystery shards in the shard video, so we'll see. So yeah, that's who we're working with. That's what we have. All in all, some cool pulls. We did get some Armagers as well, so we'll go ahead and go to the tavern and upgrade our Armagers. Remember, you can use your uncommon champions as books. So like if we pull out our Armager, I like to go ahead and ascend them just so I know which ones I'm actually keeping and trying to book. Obviously I do have him locked, but it's nice to be able to just kind of quickly see which champion is the one that I'm keeping, right? So Armager, he's got a couple levels of ascension, even if you only did one ascension star, right? At least that way you know, oh hey, this is the champion that I'm trying to book. So we go to tavern, and we have ourselves two nice Armagers, and boom. Now, my plan is for Armager, I will take him, I'll take him to 30 for sure, and then I'll take him to 40 for sure. He will do a lot of work at 40. He does have to be crit capped, and he does have to have accuracy. But if you get some strong pieces of perception on him, he can do some work for Spider. You don't need a ton of turn meter reduction in the first several stages, and he can come in really handy. So his A1 is so strong, decreases turn meter 30% if critical, right? Then his A2 is just a really big kind of slam. So, but that A1, I mean, they don't make abilities like this anymore, right? They really don't. So, I mean, we want to take advantage of this, and it can be super helpful in controlling some turn meter. You do have to have accuracy, so keep that in mind. And you have to have that crit rate. Let's see. So I think that is pretty much the gist of it for right now. To kind of update you guys on my gear situation, I did farm, as I was trying to level up champions, I farmed the speed stage in campaign. And so I'll show off what I pulled from that. Let's see, this is just the brand new stuff. If I go to take this off and I go here, I can go ahead and just show only speed. A lot of this stuff hasn't been touched. I haven't looked at it. I haven't sold any of it. I'm going to probably do a quick video later on about what gear I plan to use, what gear I'm going to just sell, and I'll do that along with all the other 4-star pieces that I have, and maybe some other 5-star gear. So we had a clan member request that as well, so definitely happy to help out with that. So I'll pause the video. We'll come back in a little bit and kind of see what progress we can make in the next little, I guess next 30 minutes or so, and then I'll come back. Okay, we are back, and we've used all of our 700 plus energy just farming campaign. To show you guys what I was doing with campaign, I have been kind of mixing it up between farming the different stages of accuracy stage, Felon's Gate. Sometimes I'll farm the stage 7 for the chance to get the rare drops that come along with that. But if I'm just wanting to specifically farm some speed boots for stage 6, I can do that. Or crit rate gloves, I can do that. So certainly farming, once you've hit brutal, it's absolutely worth farming some of these specific gear sets from the campaign. I did the same thing with the speed sets. And a little bit later, I'm going to record a video kind of going through all those different gear pieces and cleansing what we don't want to keep, and then showing you what I'm going to do with what I do want to keep. Then also just to be a little bit efficient with my energy, I was also farming some of the Brimstone Path just to try to get some champions leveled up a little bit faster. And this is where we are at. We have two 5-star chickens currently. So if I show this and I take this little checkbox off where it only shows upgradable, we have one 5-star chicken, two 5-star chickens. We have our three level 40s ready to be turned into 5 stars. I did include Judge here. Originally, I was going to keep Judge because I liked the fact that he had an attack all enemies. I think he had one here. Yep. And Judge isn't a bad champion, right? He's not. He's not a bad champion. You shouldn't. I would keep. I would keep him for faction wars if I didn't have any other attack all enemies. So yeah, but I do now. I do have an attack all enemies champion. With let's see, Visionary, I believe. Yep. So I'm gonna just go ahead and level her up and go from there. So we have our three 5-star chickens ready to be, and now I just need to get 4-star chickens to feed into them to turn them into 5 stars. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're leveling up some food, leveling up more food, starting to level up more food. So yeah, nothing too major for this update. As far as arena goes, just make sure, like I said before in the previous videos, we have the advanced quests unlocked now. So, the win one tag team arena battle against a team with higher power, just go in and find a team that has, a bunch of level 50s, toss your one level 60 in there, and you'll beat them, and you'll get that reward. Unlock a mastery for any champion. Let's see. I might have to run like one or two Minotaur things for that. And again, remember, it's worth just doing as many of these as you can. For beat 3 faction war stages without losing a champion, you can actually do that pretty easily. If I had any Shadowkin, which I don't think I do. Let's see what the other quests were. Use 2 Demon Lord keys, so that's easy enough to do. Win 3 artifacts from dungeons, easy enough to do. Fight in 5 tag team arena battles, you get more faction war resources, right? To be able to use more keys means you get to be able to forge more pieces of gear. So even if you're going in here, and if you have no desire to do faction wars at all, right? Like we said, some people do, and they're like, yeah, free resources, I'm all about it. Take the wins that I can get. Other people are like, no thanks, don't even bother me with it. If you're like that, then you can go in here, and as soon as it starts, you can just quit series, right? So you can hit escape and quit series, and that'll skip all 3 battles. Now, I actually can win 2 of these battles, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I was able to win 2 of those battles, just like I said, and we walk away with some gold bars, which can eventually help us collect some free energy, or begin to purchase the Drexthar Blood Twin fragments, or help us complete the Broadmaw fusion, whatever we choose to use our bars on. Again, with the arena, if you have no desire to do the arena and you're just like, you know what, I don't want to, it's so worth it, guys. Remember, for all the wins that you get from arena, you can use those medals that you get to then purchase. Like, these are account wide. This isn't only for arena. These increase your stats for every area of the game. So for all dungeons, for clan boss, for Doom Tower, all of that, you'll have more accuracy for all your magic champions, for all your life champions, so I mean, it or spirit champions. Like, it's just worth it. So just be mindful of that. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the accuracy here, and I did the 3 attack just because there was an arena challenge that asked me to do that. So I just wanted to go ahead and knock that out. I'm going to continue to dump accuracy into my magic champion, because eventually I will get Frozen Banshee out of mystery shards. Eventually I will get a Kale probably. There's just a ton of magic champions in this game, early game. So, but you can obviously look at your account and kind of determine, who do you need accuracy on first and focus on that. But my Grave Chill Killer is currently doing my poisons. My War Maiden is currently doing my decreased defense. decreased attack from Ultimate Death Knight. So certainly I could benefit from doing some more on the force accuracy as well. So go ahead and do that. And there we go. I used my medals. And remember, guys, like, don't overthink it. You just need to have your strongest team in here. And even if you were to lose, right? Like say you were super busy for whatever reason, and you just wanted to go 1, 2, 3 all the way down, take the losses where you take them, and then just go about your day, right? In 10 hours, they refill again, and you can do the same thing, collect whatever medals you get. So just use your resources. I guess that's the point, right? Like if you even if you're just quitting 10 times, um, that will drop your rating so that way you can do 10 battles and just take the wins wherever you can get them. Or you can just do the same thing where you just go down all the way down without quitting. Um, but that is all we have for today. I'm going to go ahead and call this video. I think this is episode 13. Our clan is getting filled up, and we have 29 out of 30 members right now. I'm considering opening up a second clan that would be focused more towards, say, like brutal clan boss, and then eventually pushing into nightmare. We do have a few people in the clan who are hitting brutal, and so that would probably be a pretty neat thing for us to do. We could have the Bastion 1.0 kind of focused on easy, normal, hard, and then 2.0 would focus on brutal, eventually into nightmare, and then if we continue to grow, we could kind of look at it from there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, and if you like daily raid content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I put out at least one video a day, and I'm always happy to take suggestions for videos. And join our Discord. It's in the description. We have a lot of fun conversations on there. And it's just honestly, this game is fun, but I think it's more enjoyable whenever you have other people with similar interests talking together and kind of just having a good time. So make sure you join the Discord. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Till next time. Bye.